So Elon Musk has finally posted on X, or tweeted, no, it's now posting, what he thinks about the New Jersey drone situation. And it's kind of interesting what he wrote, so let's have a look. Let's go straight into X, because on this channel we're kind of following what Elon Musk does. We sometimes look through his X posts because they are kind of interesting, and we follow what he's doing in general because I heard he's doing a few interesting things from time to time, you know, launching rockets into space, building the most powerful reusable rocket ever built, wanting to build moon bases, he wants to build Mars bases, he builds electric cars, he wants to build robots, he wants to do AI, you know, all kinds of interesting things. So it's always interesting to know what Elon Musk thinks about certain topics, and here we have it. Elon Musk just wrote December 16th, so okay, yesterday, it's one day old news, that Grok can even explain drones over New Jersey. So he didn't exactly give us an explanation, but he said that Grok can explain to us what happened. So let's go into Grok. By the way, Grok is a cool AI tool which you can now use on X for free. X has made it free for everyone to use. I find it personally a very cool tool. It is like ChatGPT and Midjourney combined into one. So it can do pictures, you can ask it questions, and it's constantly being improved. So let's use a Grok. A Grok. I have no idea why I just did that. So let's use Grok and ask Grok what it or he, him, she, her, it, they, them, thinks, whatever. You never know these days the correct pronouns to use, so I want to be careful not to be cancelled or anything. Hey Grok, can you please tell me what the drone sightings in New Jersey could be? The drone sightings in New Jersey, he writes, have sparked a lot of speculation and concern among residents and officials alike. Here's what we know based on the available information. Sightings overview. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. I've eaten right before recording this. Wasn't a good idea, okay? I admit it was a bad idea. Since mid-November, there have been numerous reports of drones flying over New Jersey, particularly at night. These drones have been observed in at least 10 counties, including areas near critical infrastructure like military bases, reservoirs, and even President-elect Donald Trump's golf course in Bedminster. They are described as being unusually large, sometimes the size of small cars or bicycles. Federal response. The FBI, along with other federal agencies like the Department of Homeland Security, has been actively investigating these sightings. However, they have not confirmed the origin or purpose of these drones. There have been assurances that there is no immediate threat to national security or public safety. But the lack of clear answers has led to frustration among local officials and residents. Theories and speculation. Okay, here it gets interesting. Several theories have been floated. 1. Hobbyists or commercial use. Some experts suggest these could be drones operated by hobbyists or for commercial purposes, although the scale and coordination seem unusual for typical hobbyist activities. Yeah, sure, would seem unusual. Military or government testing. There's speculation that these might be part of military or government testing, although no official has confirmed this. Some local officials have suggested that these could be classified military activities. Environmental monitoring. An aerospace CEO proposed that the drones might be searching for gas leaks or radioactive material given their nocturnal operations. I think this has been brought up like 2 or 3 days ago, where this theory has been brought up that they are conducting kind of like a secret operation searching for some sort of radioactive material that might have been, according to this theory, smuggled into the US, and that some sort of like dirty bomb or like some sort of like a nuclear warhead would be assembled within the US and detonated somewhere, some sort of dirty bomb like a terrorist attack. According to this theory, I'm not saying it is so, but that is at least this theory, and they are conducting this at night, and they are not telling the population what's really going on in order not to cause panic, right? In order not to cause panic, they are saying, oh, there's nothing to see here, friends, move along. There aren't any weird drones, you know, you're just misidentifying them as, you're misidentifying airplanes and helicopters, you know, and in reality they are kind of searching for nuclear material which might be used in a terrorist attack according to that theory. I'm not saying it is so, but that is something which is floating around. I personally would say it is unlikely, okay? I personally would say it is unlikely. For the reason alone that if you search for radioactive material in a covert operation, not wanting to upset anyone, then why on earth are you putting blinking, beautiful, flashing lights that seem to be FAA compliant, funny enough, on your drones if you don't want to make it publicly known, or if you don't want to upset the residents? Then why are you making the drones super visible and super obvious for anyone to see? It does make a lot of sense to me. Anyway, and then we get to the conspiracy theories. Various conspiracy theories have emerged, ranging from foreign surveillance to more outlandish ideas like preparation for a staged alien invasion. However, these lack evidence. Public and political reaction. The lack of transparency has led to public anxiety and demands for more information. Politicians have called for clear answers, or even for the drones to be shut down to study them, although this would violate federal laws. And then misidentification. Authorities have noted that many sightings might be mistaken identities of manned aircraft, stars, or other lights in the sky, especially given the public's heightened awareness and the difficulty in identifying objects at night. In conclusion, while there are numerous theories about what these drone sightings could be, no definitive explanation has been provided. The situation remains under investigation, with the reality likely being less dramatic than some theories suggest, but still warranting further scrutiny due to the drone's presence near sensitive locations. Okay, this is nice and all, but we want to ask Grok now what he thinks is the most likely explanation, because Elon has told us that Grok can explain this, but this explanation was, in my opinion, very broad and generalized. It was not very precise. So let's ask Grok. Hey Grok, can you please be a bit more specific about the New Jersey drones? Can you list all the possibilities, what they could be, and maybe attribute a probability to each possibility? Here are some specific possibilities regarding the drone sightings in New Jersey, along with an estimated probability based on the information available. That's better. That's better, okay? Military or government testing. Probability moderate, 30 to 40%. Rationale. The proximity to military installations like Picatinny Arsenal and the reported sophistication of the drones, freaking nose is itching, what's going on, of the drones suggests this could be military activity, possibly involving new surveillance or defense technologies. The government's reluctance to provide clear answers might imply classified operations. However, this would be unusual due to the public and widespread nature of the sightings, exactly, and due to the drones often having blinking and flashing lights mounted on them. Like, if the government would want to conduct some covert operation and find out, for example, if there's some radioactive material hidden somewhere, it wouldn't have flashing, blinking lights on them probably and be FAA compliant. They would try to maybe be a bit more, covert and low-key about this whole thing. At least that's what I would do. So I don't know. I'm not working at a secret government installation, so hey, I would just be more low-key about this. So I find this probability not so high. So 30–40% is already quite a high probability, which Grok attributes to that possibility. Second, commercial or industrial use, probability low to moderate, 20–30%. The rationale: large drones could be used for infrastructure inspection, environmental monitoring, or other commercial applications. However, the nighttime operations, the scale and lack of official acknowledgement from businesses suggest this is less likely unless these are unregistered or secret operations. 3. Hobbyist activities, probability low, 10–20%. The rationale: while hobbyists operate many drones, the size, coordination, and frequency of these sightings are atypical for standard hobbyist activities. Yet, it's possible that a group or enthusiasts or a club might be involved, especially if they have access to larger, more sophisticated drones. 4. Environmental monitoring, probability low, 5–15%. Rationale: speculation about drones monitoring for gas leaks or radioactive material has been mentioned by experts. However, there is no official confirmation or evidence directly linking these drones to such activities. Of course, if that would be the case, you would also not get official confirmation. Like, the government wouldn't come out and say like, yeah guys, we have the information that there's like radioactive material has been smuggled out of North Korea or wherever and brought into the United States, smuggled into the United States, and now it might be assembled into some sort of dirty bomb and detonated somewhere in New Jersey. They wouldn't say that, okay? I think they would try to keep it hidden if this was so, which I personally, by the way, don't believe. I think it's very unlikely. If you want to find something like that, you would need to be more close to the target area and have a better idea of what's going on. So you would maybe initially use drones, but then you would very fast go over to other means of detection. That's just my opinion. But hey, what do I know? Foreign surveillance, probability very low, 1–5%. Rationale: while some have speculated foreign entities might be involved, statements from federal agencies, including the Pentagon, deny any foreign origin or a threat. The public nature of these sightings also makes covert surveillance less plausible. Exactly. That's why I was saying, like, the Iranian mothership hypothesis is freaking hilarious, because, like, why, again, if they would send in drones, like if they would have purchased, I don't know, advanced drone technology from China, or if China was behind this, why would they come in, guys, like why would they come in and mount beautiful flashing lights on their drones so as to be super visible? It doesn't make a lot of sense. If China would want to spy on the US, again, they would do it in a very hidden way, in a very stealth way. They would send in their drones, and the US probably wouldn't even be able to find it out easily, because of course they wouldn't show their presence with beautiful light displays, right? You would want to keep the drones very, very invisible, and you would want to ideally have them not emit anything, like no lights whatsoever. Of course, there's the other thing that some said, that the drones don't emit any heat signatures. If that is true, that is kind of interesting. Manned aircraft misidentification, probability moderate. Yes, I think there's certainly that also going on. I've seen many people actually misidentify aircraft or helicopters, because everybody's now on such alert, everybody's always looking up into the sky, which people normally don't do so often. And you know, many aircraft are flying quite low, many helicopters are flying around. If you don't know how they look because you're not used to looking up so often, of course now people looking up 100 times more often than they usually would, you will naturally get many more misidentifications, right? So I'm pretty sure that a part of that explanation will also include these manned aircraft misidentifications. 7. Conspiracy theories, e.g. psychological operations or alien-related, probability very low, 1–5%. Yeah, fair. I would say it's fair. It's good that Grok doesn't exclude these explanations as like 0% or impossible, because many people come here with a mindset such explanations are immediately impossible. only because they seem to be unlikely based on our current understanding of reality, I would say, right? We come in with a preconceived notion of what reality is, and with a preconceived notion based on our evolution and our everyday life and our perception of reality, what certain probabilities are, right? And we say this has a high probability, this has a low probability. It's based on our current understanding of reality and on our experience. So I find it very good that Grok says there's a low probability, yes, 1 to 5%, but it's not zero. So, rationale. While there is significant online discussion and speculation, these theories lack credible evidence. They are more reflective of public anxiety and the unknown nature of the sightings rather than probable explanations. That is the question now. So, I've seen quite a few videos that are strange. Let's put it that way. Of course, we live, unfortunately, in a day and age where you can easily fake some stuff, right? You can easily fake things, and that makes it more difficult. You have a lot of people putting out fake CGI videos of UFOs, UAPs flying around. You have people with AI putting out all kinds of fakes. You have people just wanting to seek attention. You have people, putting up a lot of fake stuff just for attention seeking, or like to trolling other people and stuff like that. So you always have to take it with a grain of salt. But I'm more open-minded. Let's put it like this. I'm more open-minded to these low, as Grok says, low probability explanations, because I've seen some videos, and especially in the last years with what has been happening with all those military people coming out swearing under oath that they know about secret government programs that investigate UAPs and kind of acknowledges that they exist and that the government knows about them for quite a long time. With all that stuff that has been happening and more interesting video footage that now has been released, public anxiety certainly does play a role. That's absolutely not deniable. But I would be more open-minded to such possibilities, especially because there has been some strange stuff coming out in the last years, and I'm becoming, maybe it's my old age, I'm becoming more open-minded towards such, let's say, otherworldly explanations for at least a percentage of these sightings. I would say a small percentage, right? Imagine for a moment if a small core of these sightings, right, a very small core would really be unidentified anomalous phenomena like UAPs, orbs of some sort floating around in the air, doing weird, bizarre maneuvers, the classical UAP stuff. Imagine now you will have such an event and you will see such things flying around. People will get crazy. They will think, okay, what's going on? Then the government will send out drones to investigate these things. Then, of course, what happens? People see drones flying around now and they are like, whoa, where do all these drones come from, right? So then you have a lot of confusion of what was actually the initial thing that was strange. Because then you have drones, and then you have a lot of misidentifications of planes and helicopters and man-made things, so that the initial thing that might once have been there has been completely covered up, completely, trashed from all sides with additional sightings of drones and airplanes, of all kinds of things, so that the initial sightings are not even possible anymore to discern from all that secondary and tertiary wave of additional sightings of all those drones that have been now sent up to investigate this possibly anomalous first wave of sightings, right? And that's why I'm saying I'm more open-minded to that possibility. Anyway, so this is what Grok had to say about the probability of the different explanations, and I think Grok has done a pretty good job explaining to us the different probabilities, and we still don't know what's actually going on, and maybe it will come out sooner or later, but I just found it interesting that Grok can actually be pretty helpful with listing all the different possibilities and giving us probabilities for each case, and even 1 to 5% probability that it could be aliens. 1 to 5%. Think about this. This is interesting, okay? This is interesting coming from Grok, okay, coming from Grok. Okay, Grok says there's no, there's no credible evidence, but it's kind of hard to get credible evidence in an era with a lot of fake stuff going on. And also there are a lot of interesting videos, let's say, where you see some orbs floating around in the air and drones approach these orbs. Okay, you have drones approaching the orbs and they get taken out and the drones fall down. So there is also a bit of weird stuff going on where you have like some weird things. So I would say I would not completely discount this very low probability. So I will remain open-minded to all different explanations, but of course it is most likely that those drones are man-made. However, we cannot know if there's like multiple things going on at the same time, and it's a combination of different things, man-made objects, governments, hobbyists, some different US agencies, and maybe even some unexplained things, all happening at the same time. Now that would be kind of confusing and crazy. That would kind of confuse everybody, right? It would confuse everybody. So yeah, it was kind of interesting to ask Grok, and Elon Musk basically is behind Grok. So this is kind of like asking Elon Musk himself, I would say. Anyways, friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I wish you a wonderful day, and hopefully you will not have drones flying over your house anytime soon. But if there will be flying drones over your house, please take some good pictures and be sure to have a good smartphone ready, maybe a Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra or an iPhone 16, and maybe you make some good photos and good videos. I love to scroll through Reddit and see all the posts of like fascinating videos that are being taken, even though 99% of them have some rational explanations. Anyways, friends, have a nice day and see you next time. Bye.